Alright, hello, welcome to the interview. Can you please tell me your name and your age?
I'm Rachel and I'm 21.
Well, how are you doing today, Rachel?
I'm okay.
Well, that's good. Well, these questions are about to be pretty heavy, so are you prepared?
Yeah.
Alright, number one. Do you know what sweatshops are?
Yep.
And what are they?
Sweatshops are pretty much places where people go and are working in terrible conditions. Doesn't matter what age you are, and they're getting paid terribly, making things for America or other places for money that they just don't get.
It's a very wise observation. And where do you think these sweatshops are located?
Mostly in poor areas, a lot of third world countries. They're not really third world, but just countries that don't make a lot of money in general.
That's actually spot on. What kind of excuse me, let me rephrase that. What kind of conditions do you think these people live in?
They live in conditions that could get them pretty sick pretty easily and could hurt them pretty badly, and they will probably be forced to still work even if they'll probably still be forced to work even if they're sick or hurt and stuff, so terrible.
It is pretty terrible. They have to live in 8 people dorms with terrible beds, or they have to live with their family where, they don't have a lot of money. Alright, and what kind of pay or hours do you think these people have?
They probably work like all day, like not that 9 to 5 stuff that people usually get, but like all day, no days off, probably get paid very, very little.
How many hours do you think they work a week?
A week? Probably over 70 hours.
Yeah. In some areas, it's over 100 hours a week, and in others, it could be 80, but it's always over the 40, which we have in America. Alright, 6th question. Why do people come to work in sweatshops even despite these conditions?
There's nowhere else to go.
That's pretty much it. These people they don't have anywhere else to work, so it's much better for them to actually work in a sweatshop than not to work in one. And do you think that people should be paid more in these areas?
Of course I do. It's like they're working so long and working for things that like everybody uses that it's obvious that they should be paid more. If people in America are complaining about not getting paid enough money for working at minimum wage and it's not a living wage, then it's not fair for other countries that are working in these sweatshops making so little and not having a living wage.
Of course. Even with the minimum wage we do have in America, even though it's below the poverty line, we could still live. These people in these areas, some of them only make 1 US cent an hour, which is pretty terrible. And do you think that sweatshops are better or for the worse for the people in the area?
They're worse. They're terrible because not only that the people aren't getting anything, it's bad for the environment too, because a lot of times they're releasing toxins and stuff because they don't care for the safety of their workers.
In many of these factories, we find many garbage piles and toxic waste, things just like that. And what do you think could prevent / make the sweatshop problem better?
That is kind of hard because, sweatshops have been around for a long time, and the only thing that I can think that people could do is pretty much, if you want to reform it, there's no way of doing it quickly. They would have to do it slow and stuff, because otherwise people are gonna like freak out, overspend, or like underspend, and the owners would like totally take, what is the word? I don't know where I was going with.
Well, you know what? I appreciate your input, and that will be the interview for today. So
All right,
have a good
cool.
day, Rachel.
You too.